Welcome to Did Katie Blackmail charLIE Part 2. And I've been looking through some of my notes and thinking about a year ago when we were all speculating what would charLIE's defense be. And I stumbled upon everyone's opinion. I found Judy's opinion and also a roundtable discussion on Surviving the Survivor where this guy named John Arla, who's a defense attorney in Manhattan, gave his opinion about the roughing up idea. And then Judy said something about they might say the joke just got spun out of control and they'd be grasping at straws. And I think Mentor has gone over every single conspiracy theory in general. I also wanted to share what I said 2 years ago about what I thought the defense theory would be, and I in no way, shape, or form believe these conspiracy theories whatsoever. Daniel Rashbaum's defense is saying, as a defense, we were all speculating. And also, let me preface this, I think this was definitely the word on the street. I think that everyone was saying it. I think that this was probably part of charLIE's whole plot, that he could say it was a joke and blackmail. Let's go back to some clips where I was mildly speculating and sharing my opinion, and also I definitely want to get a quote from Mentor and Judy, what they think a year later, saying that these things we were throwing around actually did come to fruition in the most bizarre way possible. Okay, so let me send it to those clips right now. And I definitely suggest that you check out the roundtable. It's the Dan Markel legal roundtable on Surviving the Survivor, where they talk in depth about possible defenses for charLIE a year ago. All right. Thank you so much. Looking forward to watching the trial this week. And they just kind of blackmailed him. And they went to Tallahassee and killed Dan Markel, found this problem that charLIE had. The question that I'm asking is, was this a setup? Is this a defense that charLIE is going to use to say that he didn't know about this murder happening? I'm sure that we'll see some form of this. And also in the future, I want to do a video about extortion. Probably in the next couple of days, I'm going to do a video about possible extortion defense. Maybe charLIE will use that as a defense in the future. As a conspiracy theory that I talked about in my last video was blackmail. And this has definitely been talked about on the podcast, Surviving the Survivor. But my opinion about the blackmail plot was that maybe Katie was kind of a honey trap and she knew what charLIE wanted. She lured him in, seduced him, and then in turn, they blackmail him for money. It could be a possible defense that charLIE tries to set up, or that charLIE was just kind of in a bad crowd and that there was a lot of drugs going around and he could try to just spin this into some kind of misunderstanding that got way out of control, and he made some bad choices, hung out with the wrong people, and tried to gain more sympathy with the jury. Also, I was just thinking a lot of this disability deposition that charLIE had been going for, his back disability, he might be just looking for sympathy. I don't know how he could spin that into being innocent, but I'm sure that at the urging of his former lawyer to try to get more money and to try to be able to retire, it wouldn't surprise me if charLIE tried to gain sympathy with the jury and use his charm to kind of present himself as kind of a weak man who's getting older and not as kind of sinister as the state is painting him out to be. So in the Surviving the Survivor episode with the roundtable, Judy says something that I totally agree with, is the joke could be used as total defense, that this was just a joke that got spun out of control. But Judy said something funny that, like, this is really just grasping at straws. I mean, we all know that this was kind of a statement, and I hope to do more videos about the joke versus the statement, that he didn't mean for this to get spun out of control. And it's just like Katie's trial, you know, they're just kind of grasping at straws, just saying she's innocent. And same thing with charLIE. That could be his defense. And then John made a good point that maybe he wanted Dan Markel just roughed up a little bit. We all know that charLIE hated Dan. There was no question about it. You can check out my video of why charLIE hated Dan. I kind of go a little more in depth, the psychological reasons why he had a deep dislike and hatred for Dan Markel. Mentor Lawyer, a big shout out to Mentor Lawyer for kind of putting this case on the map on YouTube. Mentor Lawyer says that there are so many wiretaps, and if charLIE's defense wants to say that charLIE didn't want Dan killed and that this was a joke, there's so many wiretaps. You know, why didn't they go to the police? They would have discussed, you know, hey, this was a joke that got out of control and we didn't want him killed. And guys, if you want more videos about the conspiring, I have another video about did they conspire with Katherine and Sigfredo, and also another few about Katie and charLIE, like who was the mastermind. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope that everyone is going to have a great time getting some time off of work to watch the trial. More videos to come. Thank you so much for watching and liking and subscribing. Have a great one.